everyone, my name is Dima and I'm from Integrations channel, and in this video I would like to show you a cool way of automating things, creating workflows, improve your productiveness even if you're a non-technical person or you have a different skills that this tool needs. So let's start. The tool named Retool, and it has a lot of powerful mechanisms to, let's say, to build web apps. So they say it's for internal teams, but also it can be for public usage and so on. This requires a separate video, but you can see that if it's a drag and drop, you can build awesome UIs, different cards and menus and apps, and actually display a lot of use cases and so on. So the main goal for today is to discuss workflows. So this is a UI where you can see some trigger, then you can drag and drop section and do some stuff. You can check on their website, and right now we will go deeper into an example how to do it. Also, you can check other features that they have allowed to do, like build mobile apps, as they mentioned, external apps, and do different things with tables. So you can connect it to your database and then just do a lot of things there, and read, write, and so on. So in your workspace of Retool, you will see in the menu this workflows button. When you go to it, you will see the list of different workflows. You can add new and select the one that you want to modify, and then you will go to the workflow details page. It looks like this. So first, everything starts from the trigger. There are two options. You can edit, and let's say you can do it periodically. So execute this job periodically, say every day, every hour, maybe every week, and for example check some buyers who needs to do some actions, or every day monitor something and notify your team. And it saves a lot of time of development, because in the say backend you need to create cron job, then non-technical person can't check what it does and how often it runs, but here anyone can just come and see, okay, for example at 12 a.m. every day or so. So let me click. You can delete it or modify. So every day at 12 a.m. by default this will be executed. I don't want it because it is like a playground. So also you can trigger it via webhook. So for example, you will have the URL which is specified here, and you can use this URL, and you can pass some params. I'm not showing the full one, but you got the idea. So for example, you can pass the email here. I want to select all users with this email. Let's say going to the next step, I've created it. So for example, I want to select all users with the email that can come from the webhook. So you can pick it and pass it here like a variable, and you will see for example in my case it's 16 items here, and you can see all data. And as I mentioned, if you are not technical person, you can just go to ChatGPT and tell him, hey, I have this table name in PostgreSQL and I want to filter emails with this value, and it suggests you a SQL that you can just pass here and it will work. So here is an example how it works. So let's go on. You can see different fields here. You can scroll and check all the data. So let's move on. Next, you can add other blocks that in this example it doesn't make really sense, but I show you how we can add code block and work with your data. So here is how you can access your data from the previous step. And you can, in this case, I'm just filtering it using the JavaScript. So I don't want entries with the last name equal to test. so like non-test users. Then I've done similar thing with a built-in like component, which is called filter. So I filtered all values that has my surname, let's say Dorogonov. So the result is like only 8 items here. And yeah, and the next one to show you is like a branch. For example, you can select, okay, if the length of the items, so the amount of the items is 0, I just don't want to do anything. I don't want to notify my team or do anything. But if the length, let's say in this case, it's just random example, and you can check, for example, you can execute, and when you're building the workflow and see if it works. For example, in this case, you can see that it is green, so it works. If I will add like 15, you can see that it will not pass, so it's not green, so it means that it will not go forward. So yeah, and you can add the condition, for example, if it passed or if it failed. You can add different flows here. So what type of items you can add? So first you can add resource query. So based on which things you have integrated with the Retool, it can be a long list really, so they have a lot. So for example, import something from query library, Retool AI, Retool vectors, REST query, GraphQL, mobile push notifications, Retool Workflow, so you can trigger another workflow from this one. Your backend API, any endpoint can be called. Your database, for example, in our case we are using read only, so you can't mess things from this like tool, and some other API services, emails, you can export to the Google Sheets, but you need to integrate it first. Do some things with ChatGPT, SendGrid, for example, we can send emails, notify team in Slack, or execute some JavaScript code or Python. So our team is using JavaScript. So I already showed this type of block, what you can do with it. So, and yeah, so actually most often I finish it with Slack. So you can delete, yes, I'm okay to delete. One more time. Clicking here, you can select code, another workflow, AI action, so filter I showed you, this is branch element, and you can use loop or check an example in the documentation. For example, in my case, I will just select Slack. I don't want to specify anything, and yeah, you can select operation, for example, chat, post message, and then choose Slack channel where you want to send it, and you can modify those form data variables to send even like HTML templates and so on. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions regarding this, or check their official website. See you soon. Bye.